Hey, what's up? Amanda Surviety here, and today I wanted to shine a spotlight on someone who I feel deserves to be seen and celebrated. My girl Adrian PNut has been a figure in the entertainment industry for quite some time now, and today I get to sit down with her for 30 minutes and have a conversation about her bounce back into the entertainment industry and being a creative after motherhood, how she got started, and any advice that she would give to anyone looking to get started in the entertainment industry. So, I hope you enjoy these next 30 minutes with us. So, today I am here with Adrian PNut, my good friend who is a film producer, a director, a writer, an actress, and so much more. And today I just wanted to spotlight her because she is so brilliant in so many
Oh, thank
areas.
you.
And I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's start off with what made you want to get started in the film industry?
Film industry. So I feel like I wanted to get started in film industry a long, long time ago. I had this big imagination when I was probably like, I don't know, talking 3, 4, something like that. But I would like act. I would like make up acts. I wrote my own first play, probably 5 years old. I don't know. I wrote my first play and I would act out the characters, all the characters. And then I would watch TV, act out everybody. So I used to say, yeah, I want to be on TV. You know, back then I didn't know what it was, but I want to be on TV. I want to be on TV. So I feel like that was the start of it. And then like my personality like continued to clinch on to whatever this is going on TV. I want to be a part of it.
Nice. So, what middle school and high school did you go to? And when you were in those schools in your hometown,
Mm-hmm.
were you in theater?
No. So I come from a very, very small place, a very small. I feel like our high school, just to give you a number, our high school had like 300 people in it.
Oh,
Yeah, I graduated from a class of 49. So
wow.
I come from a very small place. So when it came to like elementary and middle school and stuff like that, we didn't even have programs as far as like theater or music and stuff. I feel like we just got introduced to music and band like my 8th grade year or my senior year, last year of middle school, but we didn't have anything in that. But I do remember it was a summer camp. And the drama teacher came there. It was one of the classes was a drama class. I wasn't in the summer camp, but I was at the school because I was playing basketball. I was at the school every day of that summer, and I just went to her class, and I was like, I want to do this. And she was like, okay, well, we're going to put you in a play. And that was like my first touch of drama, being in drama class and acting, and it was fun. We did great.
So
Yeah.
you got bit by the acting bug
Yep.
and you did phenomenal, I'm sure, because
Yeah.
you are a talker and you are a
Thank
character.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
You've
Yeah.
been having me laughing since I met you.
Thank you. See, that's how we clink.
Exactly. So, what has been your biggest accomplishment in this field so far?
I just feel like the biggest it's a lot of big accomplishment because us as filmmakers, our creativity to think a thing and then we put a thing together and it's a thing. I feel like doing that, just anybody being able to do that is like amazing. Like I thought of this idea and now this idea is actually a thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't care if one person saw it, if 1 million people saw it, that this I thought of something and I made it happen. So yeah.
Yeah. So everything really is a big accomplishment.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
is
yeah.
minimized.
Yeah.
And I would say, being connected to the entertainment industry, that's one thing that I would say that I personally love is to see a person start from an idea,
Hmm.
write that idea down on paper, and then bring it all together. And then seeing that end result is such an accomplishment, such
Yes.
a huge accomplishment, and it takes a lot of work.
Oh yeah, it's not to say it's easy breezy,
Hmm.
and just thinking, just being able to think and want to put it together, bring it to life, like
Hmm.
to follow that dream, even if it's the small dream, that's still something, like I said, to be happy about that you accomplished.
Absolutely. It really is. And so I know you floated through this for a long time, free, just being PNut all by yourself. But now we
Hmm.
have a little PNut
Yes.
in the mix. What has been some of the challenges since your baby has been born?
So I would say, first of all, I would say mother, from actually getting pregnant or being pregnant, it
Mhm.
takes a toll on your mental and everything. I know people always talk about postpartum depression and all of that, but I
Yeah.
feel like the postpartum depression, if you go through it, because not everybody will go through it,
Mhm.
starts while you're pregnant. And
Absolutely.
so while I was pregnant, I feel like with my son AJ, I was going through a lot with him health wise and stuff. I kind of got out of being PNut, I feel like.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, I was no longer like interested in entertaining nobody, like
Mhm.
the entertainment period. And it went through for a while because I had problems for a while during the pregnancy, even after the pregnancy. And that's when the postpartum came in. So it kind of took me away from what I loved as
Yeah.
far as like filmmaking, entertainment. I couldn't focus. I couldn't think. I wasn't creative. It was nothing. I would have my friends like you and some other people like, what have you been working on? What you thinking about working on? But I couldn't think of
Yeah.
anything. Like it was blank. It was the only thing that I can think about is I'm ready to get out of this postpartum depression. Like let me
Mhm.
act like I'm about to be creative. I pull out my notebook. I couldn't do nothing. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything. So that's one of the challenges, to finally be able to dig myself out of that and get back into being creative. Even if it's
Absolutely.
just me writing a note to myself or writing a poem, because I like poem writing also.
Mhm.
But it took me a little minute. That was definitely one of the toughest times and toughest things. Like I was just into doing everything I love, and now all of a sudden, bam, there's a baby, and bam, you're not creative anymore. So
Yeah.
I don't even know who this person is.
Yeah. As a mother, like you really take on a new identity when you bring a baby into the
Yes,
mix. So the
definitely.
PNut that you once were is not the PNut
No.
that you are now, and that's something that's already hard enough for a mother with just like a 9 to 5, and
Mm-hmm.
you're working off of like somebody else's idea. But when you are the idea
Maker,
maker,
and that what pays the bills and
yes,
stuff.
and
You
it's
be
not
getting,
flowing anymore, and you
yes,
have to get used to this new identity and this new norm and this new life.
life. Yeah, that's what I say, because it's
It's
the old, and not to
mhm,
say that it's always a bad thing. The old Adrian PNut, she's not
right.
there anymore because
Hmm.
I've he's created a new person, and I
Yeah,
feel like it's a growth. It's
it
growth
is.
there involved. It's I'm not tolerating a lot
Hmm.
anymore involved, and then you know how this industry can be. It's me
Hmm.
knowing who I can connect with
Absolutely.
and who I shouldn't have, don't need to connect with.
Yeah.
So,
You have to move differently
oh
now
yeah,
because the PNut that might have handled somebody a certain way the old
old one,
way, you
right?
can't do that
Yeah,
now
my
because you
brain is
got
not
another life to
okay.
think about.
Okay,
But every action that you make, you have
is
another life to
I
think
think,
about
and I think
first.
about him. I be like, no, you know what? That's why I'm not even
Yeah.
about to step into that territory. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to get yourself out of that and bring yourself back around. I noticed that you mentioned your poetry, and
Mhm.
I used to call you Poetic Peanut.
Yeah, you
Will
did.
Poetic Peanut be coming back on the
Yeah, she
scene?
will be making. You know what? Let me see. I started writing like that. Kind of helped me get out of it, because I was like, what was I doing before I got too far involved? Like I've been writing poems. I just started
Hmm.
posting them when everybody caught on. So I was like, let me start trying to write poetry again. So yeah, I actually wrote like probably two pieces that's not finished. To be honest with you,
Hmm.
you know, it's not finished. But yeah, I do want to get back into that, because that was just fun with no stimulations to it. Like
Hmm.
I didn't feel like I needed somebody to watch that to know that I can write poetry. So.
Yeah, yeah. And that's just a purge. That's a
Mm-hmm.
purge of emotions and feelings and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And like you said, nobody has to hear it. It's just getting
No,
it out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, what are some of the other steps that you have taken to get your mental back strong? What
Um,
other changes have come about, like that you weren't doing before pregnancy that you're doing now?
well, I do a lot of research now, because having, like, my son involved with everything in life now, I want to make sure that I'm making the right decisions before I make like decisions. So
Hmm.
I do a lot of research on things first. I started like being open, like letting people know that, yeah, I went through a depression. Even with my dude, like, yeah, I went through a depression, I'm going through a depression, this is how I
Hmm.
feel. I know you probably don't have anything to do with this, but this is how I feel. So being more vulnerable and open,
Yeah.
because before, I can be the PNut that I just got to be happy all the time. I just got to make
Yeah.
sure I got a smile on my face because I got to put other people's smile, put smiles on other
Mm-hmm.
people's faces. So let me be that way. But now, if I'm feeling some type of way of something is bothering me, I don't mind speaking on it
Yeah.
now because it's
Yeah.
an emotion that I feel like it's best to just get out.
Mm-hmm.
Walking,
Yeah.
just sitting and just loving on my son.
Mm-hmm.
My relationship with my mother and my auntie has gotten closer, I guess, because now I feel
Yeah.
like I've graduated into the I'm a grown adult stage,
Motherhood.
motherhood
Yeah.
now. Yeah. So
that new
yeah.
that new level of emotions and hormones and
Yes.
everything have been triggered
Yes,
inside of
and
you.
right. So it's now it's like, no, I know what y'all talking about. I get what y'all saying. So let me
Hmm.
sit at the big girl table now. So
Yeah.
and then just hang around genuine people, just hang
Yeah.
around genuine people that connects with my soul and spirit, man. That makes me
Hmm.
feel good because I feel like that's the most important for me. Just being around genuine people and being happy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And how's your spiritual life?
As far as spiritual, yeah, definitely I have grown closer to God, and I feel like I've developed that side of spirituality
Yeah.
that I was missing before my son. Because now I pray a lot. I pray a lot.
Yeah.
I pray a lot because it's not just me now, and I
Yeah.
feel like I'm praying for myself so that I can be there for my son. I'm praying for my
Hmm.
family. I'm praying for my dude so that he can be like his full self and available for his family and my son.
Yeah.
I'm praying for my son. So I'm praying, praying, praying. I just started fasting. I started on Ash Wednesday, and I told myself I'm gonna just strictly drink water. Like while I was pregnant, I couldn't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
So I knew drinking alcohol wouldn't be a big thing to me.
Hmm.
But the thing that I didn't know what was hiding behind doors, and I feel like it came to surface after I made the commitment to I'm not going to drink water, is the coffee and the sweet tea. Like I feel like that's the devil right now, the coffee and the sweet tea, because my body is like feeding for it. I'm feeding
Hmm.
for it, but I keep telling myself that I don't need it. I can go carry on with this commitment that I gave to God as far as like the fasting part, that
Hmm.
I'm going to go without that for these days. But it's tough, but I really appreciate the ride and the dedication that I'm
Yeah.
fulfilling.
Yeah, because you're bigger than that. You're better than that. You're stronger than that.
Yeah.
And it's just the caffeine talking to you.
Yeah.
Your body is detoxing from that, so it's going to want a little more of that
That.
in the midst of it. But you just got to be stronger. And I'm proud of you for that
Thank
because
you.
that discipline is everything. And if you can overcome something so small, then you can build yourself
That
up to the bigger things in
that's
life
right.
that are a temptation or a distraction to you.
Yeah, because I feel like you don't know what God sent as a test.
Yeah.
And for me to say, okay, I'm only drinking water, like that's me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only drinking water, and I made that commitment to God. Like that's way beyond. I'm
Yep.
only drinking water. So yeah,
Something so small
yeah,
can mean
exactly.
so
So
much.
much, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so I'm being obedient about that, and I'm just waiting for my blessings to continue to keep rolling in.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. So, um, now you're stepping back into the entertainment industry because
Mhm.
that is your passion and that is your purpose,
Mhm.
right? And um, so is your creativity flowing now, or is it still kind of stagnant and you're building back up to it?
So now I would say the creativity side is back up there, or almost close to being back up there, but now it's the focus. It's
Mm-hmm.
the focus, and it's the motivation, as far as like I have these ideas. I done started, like chiming in on these ideas. Now I just got to put it in motion. But
Yeah.
I haven't set myself up to put it in motion yet, because it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait next week. Oh, I'll start producing this next time. Oh, I'll start hitting people up next time.
Mm-hmm.
Or, so it's that part. So the creativity is there, but now it's the motivation and the push that I use, the drive that I usually have,
Yeah.
because my drive is not completely focused on that
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, I got you.
So yeah.
And so going through something like that, um, in an area that is so near and dear to you,
Mm-hmm.
you when you went through it in the pregnancy, I know you had to separate from some of the people that you had long-term relationships with in the
Mm-hmm.
industry that you've worked with a lot. Sometimes people don't always understand
Saying
what a
that.
person is going through.
Right.
Has there been relationships severed or that you feel like may not come back around to what they once were?
Mm-hmm.
And Or do you feel like you'll be able to just pick it back up? Did the majority of people understand, or was it some who were just like, okay, she acting
Yeah.
funny?
No, well, I've never, and if it is, nobody ever came and said that I was acting funny because I still was even
Peanut.
yeah, Peanut. Even I made jokes about the
Yeah.
pregnancy, and people for real was just shocked that I was pregnant
Mm-hmm.
or I got pregnant.
Yeah.
But right, so I had to actually show that that was real thing for so long.
Yeah.
But no, as far as relationships, I feel like I feel like we go through different stages in our lives for a reason, and so the
Right.
people that can't travel along with me on these different stages of life, that's just where they were supposed to be left at,
Yep.
where they were left at. But if it's something that like this person, like this may be a good connect for me to go back and talk to her. This may be like, if it's something like that, like my pride is not too big to say, okay, yeah, I got pregnant, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
at this stage in my life now that I can go back and carry on like this. I don't have any like
Yeah.
thing that I wouldn't go back to do that. But
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't have any relationships that I just needed to dead or cut off because of that. Because during the process, I was already like shedding skin. So it was like,
Yeah.
if you didn't make it, you
You
didn't
didn't
make it.
make
No,
it.
no hurt, harm. No, like
Yeah.
no bad mouth for you. But if
Yeah.
we didn't make it, we just didn't make it.
Right. Right. And that's understandable because if anybody cannot understand what you were going through, then that's just
This
probably one of the people who
that
shouldn't have been there anyway.
exactly.
Because I remember when you were going through it, and I was like, man, I hadn't talked to Peanut in a long time. She ain't answering the
Yeah,
phone.
yeah,
But then when I realized the extent of what you were going through, I
yeah.
was like, okay, sometimes people just need their space. I'll
Exactly.
be here when she get ready. When
But
she gets ready to come back around, I'll be here. But of course, you know me, I'm always checking in.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
just kept checking in. If you answer, is if it's just one word, I'm okay. I just need to
Right,
know that
because
you're still
sometimes I
alive.
was taking 3 or 4 days
Yeah.
to text back, but I feel like that's why I say the people that I feel like is closest to me, that the relationships I needed to keep, they will understand that because I'm always, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a
Mm-hmm.
cheerful, open person,
Yeah,
but I had to take a step back from that to get myself together because
absolutely.
of what I just went through. Like I just birthed a kid. I had some
Mm-hmm.
complications, and so yeah,
Yeah.
mentally I had to get back to that place.
Yeah, and then also with that too, I'm sure some things that you needed to keep personal and
Yeah.
everything and for everybody to know.
Okay.
So the people around you, they need to know that that's okay.
Right.
She don't have to share everything. Just pray for her
And
wherever she is and
when
make sure
she's
she's
ready,
good.
yeah, when she's ready, I'm sure she'll come back around if so.
Yep,
So yeah.
yep. And here you are about to bounce back into
Yeah.
full peanut mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that you would want to tell the people? Like, we just want to know, Peanut. This is
Yeah.
a spotlight about you,
Yeah.
a people you should know segment, and Peanut
Is
is the
the
person that I feel
to
like
spotlight
y'all
today.
need to know.
Well, I do want to mention I wrote a book 2 years ago, I think, and then one of the biggest accomplishments, because that was one of the first things I did after pregnancy, was
Mhm.
I turned my book into an Audible. And like I mentioned when I posted on social media, I was just like, this was a big accomplishment, because you mentioned accomplishment earlier. That was a
Mhm.
big accomplishment because that was the new Adrian Peanut, and she,
Mhm.
I still got it, or
Yeah.
I have it. So that really made me happy because I felt like then I was getting out of the depression part as well, like because I started working and I was like,
Mhm.
I got to get up, I got to go to the studio, I got to record, I got to do this. So that definitely helped put me back. So yeah, so I have that Audible book out.
The name.
Sex Education, written by a Black woman. So on all platforms, Amazon, Spotify, Barnes and Noble, Apple Books. So yeah, so it's out there. Kindle, it's out there. It's out there. So yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
All right. Any more books coming in the
Books.
future? You don't have to tell us the
Well,
name, but
right.
is that something that you would want to keep
Books.
going?
The Audible book side, yes. I want to actually start a series and like keep going nonfiction wise
Mm-hmm.
though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So any advice for the young people who, or not even just the young people, anybody who is looking to jump into the entertainment industry,
Mhm.
any information that you would want to share with them on
Mhm.
how to get started?
So I guess it depends on what you want to do, but your cell phone, because it's recorded, you can record and record and record. Start right here, because back in the day before I had a cell phone and before I had all of that, they were looking. I mean, back in the day before I had the big cameras and stuff like that, I started on the cell phone and I would just record myself talking, never show nobody, just record myself talking. Then once I got fired from my job, it was like, what am I about to do now? And I went back to my cell phone. I'm like, I got time to do another video. So I'm thinking of like, oh, it's just a side habit, but it really became something. I showed a friend. A friend was like, oh man, let me help you record the next time. Okay, we recorded the next time. She recorded me doing, my thing. And so I just say, go for it. Start with zero. Just start, because you never know who's watching. You never know what connections you can do. And just believe that if that's what I want to do, then I must just start today with whatever I have and keep going, because you can't wait on nobody. I started with nothing, and now I have a whole production company who's done like sports documentaries. I've done short films. I've done documentaries. I've done music videos. To say I started at nothing with no education behind it. I did not go to school for it. I just started. And that's how I got here, because I took a chance on myself and just started.
Yep. Just start. That is her advice. Just start. And that's some good advice, because if you don't start,
because you can think about it, but you just gotta start. Like, even if you're not fully ready, it's not perfect, whatever it is you want to do, just start.
Yep. And like you said, I like how you said, start with the videos, start getting used to being in front of the camera. Even if nobody ever sees that part of it, it's you building yourself up, building your confidence up, getting used to speaking and being seen and being vulnerable.
Yes. I have like you say, being vulnerable. I have a funny story about that. So I was at one of my homegirls' house. I was at Whitley's house, and Whitley knew the whole time, that this is what I want to do. She knew the backside of me, like, besides being funny, like, oh yeah, she want to take this serious. So I would record videos to show her, is this funny? Is this funny? Like, do it like that. She was like, yeah. So she told me yes so many times, like, why you not posting it up? Say, yeah, why? Because, I'm just like, yeah, it's funny, but yeah, I don't know. It's probably friend funny. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
So I was at her house one day. No lie, I had just made another video, and I was like, is this funny? And she was like, and so I was just like, all right, yeah, it's funny. Like that. So I'm scrolling on Instagram, and I saw somebody's page, and we watched the video. The video had like 300 likes, shares, all of that. And so, no, I don't even think you could share it back then, okay, but it had like 300 likes, comments. And so that's when she was like, now that's not funny. And I was like, it's not. I was like, that was not funny at all. I'm like, that's not funny at all. She was like, that's why you need to post your stuff, because you got people posting that's not, like funny, and they getting ahead of you, and they doing what they want to do. She was like, so post it, whether it's funny or not funny. Somebody is gonna like it, somebody not gonna like it. It's okay. So I'm just like, you're right. I said, you know what? I'm gonna post tonight. And I posted her house. I left her house that next morning. And I left her house that night, and that next morning I checked, and I had people that was commenting. I was like, they're like, girl, you crazy, but blah 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 blah. It was like, I'm reading it, and it's pop like comments. I was like, they like this, and I was like, wait, I might be all right, like they like this. Let me try again. and that's when I just got the confidence and just was like, I'm gonna start posting. I don't care what nobody think. I'm gonna start posting. If she can post, I'm gonna post.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's so many people out here who are doing exactly what you want to do. They're not half as good as you, but because they are consistent and they
started.
They started.
They're ahead already. Like people say, consistency beats out talent all the time. You can be the best rapper, you can be the best singer, but if you're not consistent about it, or if you're not actually putting yourself out there to show that this is what I'm doing, the person that's doing the most, and she probably sound half bad, like she sound bad, we paying attention to her because she's always there. She's always popping up. You just have to be consistent and have a don't care attitude, because that's what stopped me. I cared about what people thought. I was like, I'm gonna put this out. People gonna be like, oh, that ain't funny. Like how I did her video. I was like, that ain't funny. I didn't want to be that person. But then once you get to a point where you don't care,
Yeah, it wasn't funny to you, but it was
Yeah,
funny
but it
to
was funny to
somebody.
somebody. That it was funny
It
to
was funny to her.
381 people because she had
Exactly.
381 likes. So
Yeah, yeah. And then for me, like, I cracked myself up.
okay, that's what I said. That's what I said. But
But I might not crack you up,
right,
but I
that's what I
might
used
crack
to
her
think.
up. And
I used to be
hey,
like, is this really funny or is this just friend funny? Because you know we can
yeah,
crack up old stuff
yeah.
that nobody So I'm like, is it that funny or is it I can show this to somebody else? They be like, oh, that
Hmm.
was smart. So
Because I can say one word right now,
and we
and
be like, I already
girl, Jesse.
Jesse. See, it's already know Jesse. That's what I said.
Ooh, Jesse.
So it's like we,
Yeah,
like
we get it.
right. So yeah.
Them
But yeah, just
inside jokes.
start. Don't be scared about how you're gonna look or what people gonna say because people gonna talk regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You just have to have that confidence in
Mm-hmm.
yourself, be persistent and be consistent,
Mm-hmm.
and that's gonna put you where you need to be.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm not gonna hold you any longer. It's just, a little quick little 30
Yeah,
minutes to
yeah,
get to
yeah.
know PNut.
Right.
Tell us how we can
Okay.
find you on all
I'm
social
on social
media.
media, Adrian.PNut on every across the board. And then if you want to follow our couple pages, we love JAYNUT. We actually started back posting videos
Mm-hmm.
because girl, when I tell you the ship had sunk, like, and I feel like I was rubbing off on Jay as far as
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, she don't want to do that no more. She, because he would
Mm-hmm.
tell me, you got to get that creative. You got to get up, go outside, get some sun. What you want to do? Like you just
Yeah.
sad.
Y'all bounce off of each other so well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
well.
He all right, man. He is all right. So
Y'all
yeah,
are funny to me.
that's funny to somebody. But
And
yeah, so we love J Nut,
mhm.
and yeah, that's about it.
If anybody wanted to go back and look for any of your previous
Work.
projects, any of your previous content, I know you
Mhm.
have some things on YouTube.
Yes,
Um,
Nutrageous Productions on YouTube. I have short films. We have other content on there, and then Nutrageous Productions as well on Instagram. Instagram is Nutrageous Production. You got past stuff on there. But
okay.
we're working on something bigger now. We definitely got
Yeah.
some stuff in the works that we written before, like
Hmm.
2 years ago, I think, and we actually about to start being serious on it.
Yeah.
Budget, getting all of that, and that's and one other thing is work with your people. Like cross connect with your people,
Yep.
like
You can do those lateral connections,
yes,
those lateral networks, because that's what's really
gonna
going to
take you
get
there.
you. Yeah, because you're
Mm-hmm.
building together. Everybody starts at the same playing field, and then you build up together. That's how a lot of people are successful.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Issa Rae said it.
mhm.
Issa Rae said she got successful because she started working with the people right here beside her instead of trying to go out and
Mhm.
hit. Let me hit this person up, see if they can work with me on this. If your friend don't know how to do it, we can learn together. We gonna
Yeah.
trial and error. We gonna figure
Yeah.
it out.
And there's so many networking events around
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta. You
Mm-hmm.
will always find someone who is just getting started or is already
Right.
started, and they're just looking to get better and better, and you just get together, collaborate,
Yeah.
and you will find your tribe. You'll
Mm-hmm.
find your person. Everybody is not meant to be in front of the camera. Everybody is not meant to be behind the
Right.
camera. So find the person that works well
Mm-hmm.
with you, and y'all can really make some
Right.
things shake.
And that's a good thing about I feel like working like on the same level or
Hmm.
like with people that's also trying to get it that's not all the way up there yet is because you have space for trial and error. I don't
Hmm.
have to put on no front or no show that I know everything that I'm doing is correct when I'm working with y'all, when I'm
Yep.
working with this person versus or somebody that's over me. I feel like they're looking down on me because yeah, they've been doing this for so long or they think they're better than me. And now I have that type of work ethic. Like, it's not the
Yeah.
same of me just going out and being,
Hmm.
we just messed that shot up. We can do it again. Oh,
Yeah.
versus, dang, I wonder if that was right. I'm scared to even change it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely takes the pressure off when you're working with people like on your level and people that you actually enjoy working with.
Hmm. Yeah. Because everybody is important on that
Oh
production
yeah.
set. And whether you are just an extra,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say just
Just
an extra, whether you are an extra
right.
or a
P
PA or
uh
the
line producer,
director,
director, everybody is the same.
everybody. Because every little piece of that element is needed to make that production go off smooth.
Right. Yes.
Yep.
You said it.
So we're gonna conclude here.
Okay.
And I think we got everything, unless
All right.
there's anything else you want to say.
No, but the next time you got to come back because I gotta,
Yes.
after we do some things, you gonna want to come back for
Oh,
an update.
absolutely. This is
Okay.
just the first. It
Yeah. All
ain't the
right. All
last.
right.
So I'm gonna try. Is he moving? Her baby monitor is over there, and I'm looking at the baby.
No, he just flipped over. He
Oh,
ain't doing that.
he over there turning over.
Right.
I'm gonna sit here for like 30 minutes and wait for the baby to wake up.
Yeah.
And but thank you so much
No
for taking the
problem.
time
Thank you.
out.
This is
Let the
cool. I ain't
world
talked to nobody
know.
in a long time.
Yeah, let the world know who PNut is back in full effect.
Yeah.
All
Adrian
right,
PNut.
that's it. Peace.
Jesse.
Oh, Jesse.
That's why I said I knew you was gonna pick on what I was gonna say.